Finally, we're getting to our first Series 2000 Goosebumps episode, Bride of the Living Dummy, which is surprisingly a one-part episode, but I'm also not surprised as well, because it is, like, roughly the same length, book-wise, as Dummy 1. Dummy 3 had a lot more going for it, so I get why there was a part 2. And yeah, we're only 3 episodes in, we've only done 2 of the kind of 4 free Dummy episodes. Yeah, so we're gonna be saving Dummy 3 for a while. So, Bride of the Living Dummy. Yeah, since it's Valentine's Day, I thought I'd do a quick episode review for this. And, yeah, it's a slappy episode. It's sure to get views, and I'm pretty excited to talk about it. So let's go. Why am I shorter all of a sudden? Alright, now back to regular size. What is this episode about? Well, Bride of the Living Dummy starts off with Jimmy O. James, who, might I add, this appearance, or this, whoever played this dude, phenomenal job. He's looking for something in the alley, something for an act. And he finds Slappy, of course. And Slappy immediately comes to life. And he cuts a little deal with Jimmy O. James. Kind of like a, I don't know, a devil. Anyways, cut forward a few days, I presume. And Jimmy O. James is performing an act with Slappy. And it's a hit. The kids seem to love it. But Slappy randomly pauses and stares into the audience. Hinting for something later. Oh, I wonder what it might be. Ah! After the show, Jillian's sister loses her doll, Mary Ellen. So she has to go find it, and for some reason she thinks it might have ended up backstage, because she said Mary Ellen wanted to see Slappy. This little girl's obviously a lunatic. Keep her locked away at all costs. And she goes back there, and we get a very creepy scene where she overhears Slappy being an absolute dickhead to Jimmy O. James, kind of threatening him, and it's actually pretty brutal sounding. It sounds genuinely scary. It goes wrong. She falls into the room after pushing the door too much. Jimmy O. James shrugs it off, pretends it's an act, of course, but we can see right through him, can we? Anyways, he gets her address in case he finds the doll that Jillian was looking for, and then he can send it over or drop it off or something. He exits, and magically, Jillian's sister has found her doll. Big fucking whoop. Back home, I think the same night, Slappy is now randomly dropped off at this girl's place. Yeah. So, Jillian now owns Slappy for, like, no fucking reason. Jillian decides, you know what? Fuck this shit. Throws Slappy in the basement. Slappy ain't happy about it, so he bites her like a fucking creep. I must assume he has a finger fetish. He's done this twice now. Moving on. Slappy is now moving through the house, and he's gonna go wreak havoc in the girl's room. The next morning, they wake up to, "I want my bride," with literally that voice line over it. It's pretty funny sounding. Written on their meter with whipstick. Also, their mom's wedding ring has mysteriously disappeared, and they have no clue where it went. Jillian is not having any of this shit, and she goes return Slappy because she's pretty weirded out by him. He may or may not be fucking alive. He is. Pretty fucking obviously. Anyways, back at home, Jillian's sister and her friend Harrison, forgot to mention he was in this episode. He was in the beginning. We're watching TV, specifically Goosebumps on it. Pretty funny. And yeah, they're just chilling, stuffing their bellies full of junk food. I know I do that every day. And, you know, just relaxing. When she finally finds Jimmy O. James, he's in his robe. God damn, he looks great. And he's a great actor. He gives her a warning about Slappy, and you can see all of Slappy's rivals, and there's just a bunch of dummy parts scattered across the floor. His place is a wreck. It's pretty sad the way he's living. And yeah, it blamed all on Slappy. Slappy's pure evil, he says. And then she's like, "I have Slappy right here, I don't want him." And it turns out that Slappy has switched his place with the dog. Back at home, Slappy is wreaking havoc. He locks Harrison in the bathroom. Such a detrimental part of the plot. It actually is. Jillian tries to call home, and her sister picks up at first, but then Slappy picks up. And we get a pretty funny message. I'll just play it here.
"Sticks and stones may break my bones, but names will never hurt me, and I want my bride."
Jillian comes home, scares her sister a little bit on accident, and they decide, fuck this shit, I'm out, and they go out into the basement. By the way, the entire time, Mary Ellen is being carried by Jillian's sister. I'm sorry, I don't remember her name for the life of me. Not like I give a shit. Anyways, and she won't shut up about how Mary Ellen wants to be here with Slappy. And then, just about when Jillian's had enough of it, she comes to life. Yep, we have 2 living dolls in this episode, explains the cover. Anyways, yep, Mary Ellen is fucking alive. And it is pretty interesting, the voice line with this. The doll looks interesting when it's in motion. Something not as high budget as Slappy, but it's very interesting. I don't hate it. I don't love it either. Speaking of love, Slappy is down here wanting to claim his bride. And he breaks in for the window, not really breaks in, just kind of slides it open as they try to escape. And now both Mary Ellen and Slappy have them cornered, and Slappy's like, I brought the ring for the special occasion, because apparently he still wants his fucking bride that he won't shut up about. And just when you think, oh, I'll get it now, Slappy wants to marry Mary Ellen, she even has Mary on her name, that's so cool. We get the worst plot twist of all motherfucking time.
Now I'm ready to be your bride.
What? You? I don't want you, you cheap plastic. I want her.
Slappy wants to marry a minor, let alone a little girl. I'm not gonna delve into that, but we're just gonna let it be what that is. Yeah, so the cyber police are called. Slappy and Mary Ellen start having a fight after they realize they don't love each other, and Mary Ellen's pretty pissed off about it. And yeah, they end up falling in a wood chipper. Did I mention there's a fucking big-ass wood chipper in this basement because their dad's trying to beat a record for birdhouses? It's pretty weird, but it's a little detail that does add up in the climax, as you can see here, as they get fucking ripped up. Their spirit descends, and all seems normal, and their parents come home. Jillian and her sister are fine. Mary Ellen and Slappy have been defeated. They're dead. Until they realize Harrison's still locked in the bathroom. What, does it smell like Taco Bell in there, kiddo? Oh, that. Well, looks like Harrison isn't really Harrison anymore. It's quite a weird note to leave the episode on. Yeah, let's move on to the upsides and downsides. So what did I love about this episode, and what did I hate about the episode, or dislike, rather? Because I don't really hate anything besides one thing. Well, this episode was overall really, really solid in a lot of aspects. I think the story is good. I think the pacing is spot on right. It doesn't take too much time with the stupid, oh no, we're getting blamed for Slappy's dumb chicanery shit. It just glosses over that, and that's really good. That's a major upside. I think the acting's solid, especially Jimmy James and, of course, Slappy. I think Mary Ellen and Slappy do look good. Mary Ellen's kind of off, but I really liked Slappy in this episode. And yes, he has some of the greatest shots in the entire show. Very good looking. The eerie ass motherfucking opening was fantastic. The whole episode felt eerie. There's a very eerie scene, like I mentioned earlier, involving Jillian overhearing Slappy and Jimmy O. James talking. Very scary. I think the climax of the episode is really, really solid. We got a nice reveal in there, even if it's not like, you know, where it leads up to. It's just like up until that moment in that climax. You know, it's a good reveal, sort of, if you get what I'm hinting at. But speaking of the actual reveal itself, I like that they didn't make it so, oh, the doll was the bride shit. But I'm not glad where it went. As you can tell, that is a downside. I'm not going to really iterate on that much. Besides that, I think the actual ending of the episode is kind of rough. It's kind of quick. Don't really enjoy it too much. It doesn't look very good. We're seeing the eyes and the lip syncing. I don't think was great. It still sucks. Also, rest in peace. I think the actor who played that kid had actually passed away. So, yeah, rest in peace, fella. And yeah, those are my downsides for this episode. Let's move on to the rating. Now, rating the episode. I'm going to give this episode a strong 8.5 out of 10 on the Goosebumps episode ranking thing. As you can see here, I think it's very, very solid. It just has a few issues with the reveal and, of course, the ending not looking very great, not being all too creative or anything. It's literally just the book, but slightly altered. But overall, the episode is fantastic, as I already went over, for the most part. And on the fright meter, I'm going to give this episode a 4 out of 5. Very scary overall. I definitely think this might be a little less scary than Dummy 2, but of course, it's by, maybe 0.1 or 0.2, so, yeah, it's not by much, so I'm not really going to make that small difference. Besides, we round stuff here. And, yes, Strunky approved for absolute sure. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode review. Happy Valentine's Day if you're actually seeing this the day it comes out. And if not, well, happy whatever day, I don't know. And, yeah, I hope you guys enjoyed. The next episode review is going to be for another love-themed episode to even fit the month even more. An old story. Another really, really interesting episode with a pedophile. If you guys enjoyed, I'll see you guys in the next one. Bye.